The truth about fear. Have you ever seen a person who looks calm even when everything around them is falling apart? No panic, no shaking, no emotion on their face. It feels like they're fearless. But here's the truth nobody tells you. There is no such thing as a fearless human. Everyone feels fear. Every single person. The difference is not fear itself. The difference is how people deal with it. Some people learn to live with fear. Others let fear control their entire life. Fear is not loud at first. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It tells you, what if you fail? What will people think? What if you're not good enough? And slowly, fear starts stealing things from you. First, it steals your plans, then your confidence, then your voice. And one day, without realizing it, it steals your identity. You're alive, but you're not really living. Most people don't fail because they are weak. They fail because fear becomes the boss of their life. Your hands shake, your mouth goes dry, your mind goes blank. You feel like you're standing still while life moves ahead without you. Here's something important you need to understand. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is a signal. It's a sign that something matters. It's proof that you're alive. But when you run away from fear, it grows bigger. When you face it, it starts shrinking. Inside you, there is something powerful, something wild, something strong, but you've locked it up. You chose safety over growth, comfort over progress, silence over expression. And comfort feels good at first, but comfort is a slow poison. It doesn't kill you instantly. It kills your potential quietly. The safest way to survive danger is not by hiding. It's by becoming stronger than the danger. Not aggressive, not loud, just grounded, controlled, aware. When you walk into a room, your presence should speak before your words do. Not because people fear you, but because they feel your certainty. Your body will lie to you, your heart will race, your breath will get shallow, but you are not dying. This is not a jungle. This is not a war. Your mind just doesn't know the difference yet, and until you teach it, it will keep pulling you back into survival mode. Fear is not the problem. Your reaction to fear is. Why emotions are lying to you. Most people think their emotions are guides. They believe feelings tell them what to do next. That's the trap. Emotions are fast. They react instantly, but they don't think long term. When fear shows up, your mind switches into survival mode, not growth mode, not thinking mode, just survival. Your body prepares as if your life is in danger. Heart racing, breathing gets shallow, muscles tighten. Your mind says, escape, avoid, protect. But here's the problem. Modern life is not a battlefield. A presentation is not a tiger. An interview is not a gunfight. A confrontation is not death. Yet your brain reacts the same way every time. That's why people make bad decisions under pressure. In survival mode, you don't think clearly, you don't plan, you don't calculate, you just react. And reaction is expensive. That's why fear freezes you, sadness pulls you down, anger pushes you to destroy things, sometimes your own future. The scary part? People start worshiping these emotions. If I feel scared, I shouldn't do it. If I feel angry, I must react. If I feel sad, I must stop. But emotions are not your GPS. They don't show the best route. They just report the weather. Imagine driving a car and letting the weather decide the direction. That's what most people do with their life. Real power comes from non-reactivity. When the world is loud, you stay quiet. When everyone rushes, you slow down. When emotions scream,
You listen, but you don't obey. This is where intelligence beats emotion. Strong people don't remove emotions, they manage them. They pause, they breathe deeply, they regain control. Because decisions made in panic usually lead to regret. Strategy doesn't need feelings, it needs clarity. You write things down, you look at facts, you weigh pros and cons, then you move. And when someone tries to provoke you, you don't rush to respond. You don't explain yourself. You don't defend your ego. Silence becomes your weapon. Not weak silence, controlled silence. When you move at your own pace, pressure falls below you. You stop being a slave to the system. You start becoming the system. That's when people feel your presence, even when you say nothing. If emotions aren't your biggest enemy, then who is?
The enemy in the mirror. Most people think their biggest enemy is outside. Their boss, their past failures, their situation, the unfair world. But that's not true. Your real enemy wakes up with you every morning and stares back at you from the mirror. It's you. Not the strong version you imagine, the comfortable version you protect. The one that chooses ease over effort. The one that says, I'll start tomorrow. The one that wants results without discomfort. You call it being normal, being realistic, being safe. But comfort is dangerous. Comfort feels harmless, but it slowly weakens you. Like slow poison, it doesn't hurt immediately. It waits. Your comfort zone doesn't look like a prison. It looks like safety. But one day, that safety turns into a coffin. You don't fail suddenly. You decay quietly. You keep existing, but you stop living. And the worst part? Your mind helps you justify it. It tells you, you're not ready yet. This isn't the right time. What if people laugh? Your mind is unfair, more unfair than the world itself. It reminds you of every past mistake. It predicts failure before you even try. It replays fake future scenarios where you lose. That voice inside your head, it never gets tired. Every second it fires a bullet of doubt. And if you don't show up as a soldier in this battle, you'll live like a prisoner. True strength is quiet. The loudest people are usually the weakest. They shout to feel powerful. Real strength doesn't announce itself, it's felt. It's the person who stays calm when others panic, who stays silent when others overreact, who keeps moving while others complain. Sometimes a silent person with discipline is more dangerous than a loud person with anger. You don't need to prove anything to the world. You don't need approval. You don't need applause. You only need to prove one thing to yourself. I am in control. Every day you make a choice. You can stay a slave to fear, or you can become the one who controls it. That power already exists inside you. You just haven't faced it yet. If you are the enemy, then you can also be the solution. Waking up the monster within. There's a word people misunderstand. Monster. When most people hear it, they think of something evil, something out of control, something destructive. But that's not the monster we're talking about. The real monster is your unused power. It's the strength you never trained, the courage you never tested, the discipline you kept postponing. This monster isn't dangerous to the world. It's dangerous to your excuses. That's why most people keep it asleep. They smile, they adjust, they settle. They choose peace over purpose. But deep inside, something feels wrong. Because you were not built just to survive. You were built to handle pressure. Fear shows up? Good. That means you're alive. But if you let that fear control you for too long, you don't stay safe. You slowly die inside. From today, there is no backup plan.
Not because failure is impossible, but because commitment changes how you move. When there's no escape route, you fight differently. You focus sharper. You act faster. You stop negotiating with weakness. This doesn't mean becoming reckless. It means becoming intentional. You breathe deep. You slow your reactions. You choose your moves carefully. You stop reacting to noise. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't matter. You stop wasting energy on approval. Your silence becomes heavy. Your presence becomes solid. You don't chase control. You own it. Life will still test you. Fear will still knock. But now fear doesn't sit in the driver's seat. You do. And here's the most important truth. Becoming strong is not wrong. Becoming disciplined is not toxic. Becoming dangerous with control is necessary. The mistake is not having a monster inside you. The mistake is pretending it doesn't exist. Wake it up. Train it. Put it on a leash and aim it at your limits. You've learned about fear, emotions, and self-control, but none of it matters unless you act.
The decision that changes everything. At the end of the day, everything comes down to one thing: a decision. Not motivation, not talent, not luck. A decision you make when nobody is watching. Every morning you wake up and choose who you will be. You can choose comfort. It's easy, it's familiar, and it asks nothing from you. Or you can choose control. Control over your reactions, control over your fear, control over the voice inside your head. Fear will never disappear, and it shouldn't. Fear keeps you alert. Fear keeps you sharp. But fear is a terrible leader. If fear controls you, you're already defeated. You may still be breathing, but you've stopped moving forward. The moment you learn to handle fear, something shifts. Your posture changes. Your words slow down. Your eyes stay steady. You stop chasing validation. You stop explaining your dreams. You stop asking for permission. You don't need to scream to prove strength. You don't need drama to feel powerful. Real strength is calm. Real confidence is quiet. People feel it before they understand it. Your mind will still try to sabotage you. It will say, "What if you fail? What if you look stupid? What if you're not enough?" That voice never fully goes away. But now you know the truth. It's just noise. You don't argue with it. You don't fight it. You move anyway. That's discipline. Not doing what feels good, doing what moves you forward. From today, you don't need a backup plan for the life you want, because backup plans feed hesitation. You either grow or you slowly fade. And yes, the world is unfair. It always will be. But your mind can be even more unfair if you don't take control. So here's the final choice. You can stay normal, comfortable, safe, or you can become dangerous, not to others, but to your limits. Wake up the strength inside you, control it, and use it. Because the moment you stop running from fear, fear starts running from you. This isn't the end. It's the line you cross. What you do next decides everything.
If you like the video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more.